Hello, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another show. I think all the volume, everything's alright. If there's anyone there, let me know how the volume and everything's going. Let me see what we can do here. Is that around? Finally here. Yes, finally here. There we go. One moment, guys. I'm just checking something. Just checking one thing. Okay. So first thing we're going to talk about is it's in the obviously got it in the thumbnail. Talk about the Man U Tottenham game. United winning 3-2. Listen, United didn't play the best. But when you've got a match winner like crystal clear, Rob says, when you got a match winner like Ronaldo in your team, that first goal was an absolute bomb, second goal was just a striker's goal, and third goal was just a really good header. He just out jumped two players and bang, top bins. Yeah, we didn't really play that well, but we got the result. That's what matters. I think Tottenham's team isn't the best, but Conte gets them playing rather well. But oh, 1 second. Um, yeah, like I said, when you know, uh, talking about Ronaldo, I'm still shocked that people doubt him. Like, oh, 1 second, sorry, heard something then. That's still gone. Yeah, I'm still shocked that people doubt him. It doesn't really bother me how old he is. I don't know how you can doubt the guy. When he still scored 15 goals this year. Doubt him. Anyone that doubts him, I think you're just setting yourself up to look silly. Really, like it's crazy. I won't be doubting him until he goes a long time without scoring a goal. Put it that way. So yeah, he won us the game, didn't he? That's the only way of only way of putting it. Yeah, he was, Rob. He was strolling. He did nothing off the ball. He, yeah, he did nothing. I thought Matic was okay in the first half. It was good having a defensive midfielder there, and we were sitting with one defensive midfielder and, letting two eights go, let's say, because it was Fred and Pogba, no Bruno. And Fred set up the first goal, if you want to call it a setup. He flicked it to Ronaldo, and then he, scores a cracker. So, is it really an assist? Yeah, I agree. I actually think it was the best game he's played for us since he's been back. Like link up, everything. I think it was the best game he's played. But that comes with confidence too, doesn't it? He's scoring goals. You're scoring goals like that. Like it's comes with it. I think it was good to see. It was actually good to see him in full flight like that. At a at 37, scoring a hat trick to break the FIFA record. Matic did play well, yeah. So I don't know what the other records are, but that's another thing we wanted to talk about tonight. Like, so Ronaldo's, according to FIFA, is the best goal scorer in accumulative wise. Best, he's scored the most goals than any other player in history. So, I mean, that's what I say that I don't know how you doubt him when he's holding a record like that. Like, it's crazy. Hi, Zakaria. I am better because we won. We didn't play Man City again. So I definitely am better. Definitely am better. Excuse me. Yeah, definitely better after a win. And like I said, seeing Ronaldo in full flight like that really was good. It was very good. What else on the game? Like I said, we didn't actually play that well. De Gea, I don't think he couldn't have done anything about the goals. He did all right. Maguire again, I just you know, just don't know how he plays. If I was Bay, Lindelof, even Jones, I'd want to leave the club because he keeps getting picked. When you're a player and you got someone that's constantly getting picked ahead of you that isn't playing well, that you're probably better than, as a player, I think that frustrates you and you want to pack it in for that club. Like you feel betrayed, I'm gonna say. Let's put it that way. That's what I think. And it doesn't bother me that he got bought for 80 million and he's the captain. Should be no reason for him to be getting games. It's just ridiculous that he keeps getting picked. Yeah, Pele claimed 1,000 goal. I mean, listen, I'm not going to say the man's a liar, but by records, Ronaldo is. there on. And the way I see it, Rob, is for a guy to break the record with a hat trick as well. That's what is that saying? That's you know, love him, hate him, whatever. I always say it. He's proven, you know, just proven time and time again that he's gonna go down in history as an all-time great, in he. So you know, yeah, it was. It was terrible. You know, the funniest part about it was he scored the own goal, and then Romero yelled in his face, you know, paying him out, and then Romero was the one marking Ronaldo when Ronaldo scored the winner. So you know, and I saw this thing with Roy Keane. He said they asked him, they go, "What do you think about that?" When he yelled in Maguire's face, and he goes, "Ah, oh," he goes, "as players," he goes, "you note that down." He goes, "You take a note of that." He goes, "Whatever." He goes, "You take a note of it, and it'll get dealt with somewhere or another." And it's true. That's what players are like. You remember things, you know, you remember them, and you know, might maybe Roy Keane. It might. I was going to say it might not be malicious, but you know, you leave one on someone again because, like you said, you jot it down. You remember it. It's bit of a petulant thing to do by Romero, but you know, what can you do? It was in the end they United got the chocolate, so that's what matters. But it was a funny own goal. He just leapt for it, didn't he, Rob? He dived in and yeah, like De Gea's sorry, De Gea, excuse me, De Gea never going to do anything about that, which was, you know, what are you going to do? Yeah, that's true, Rob. That he hit it well and it even got a bit of swirl on it, and he just wanted to get a shot, didn't he? Just get, you know, just hit the target. Like what do they always say that, don't they? I'm sure every striker's been taught that, you know, just get a shot on target. It's anything can happen. Yeah, they did. The Broncos, they beat the Rabbitohs. Haven't paid Chris out about that, but I'm sure I will when I see him. Even though I'm not really as into it as um I am the soccer, but you know, it's I don't mind them. Yeah, so I mean, there wasn't really much more to touch on about that. Like, United didn't play that well. Like I said, they didn't play that well. Got the win, was, you know, but that's what matters, isn't it? You get the win, and encouragingly, United only beaten by penalty and own goal. Yeah, true, true. This is the question I put out. I put to you, Rob. You're a referee as well as a coach, and if how was that penalty not given to United for Eric Dyer's handball, but then the penalty was subsequently given to Tottenham for the, I think it was Tellez, or I can't remember who touched it. It might have been Tellez, but weren't they weren't they similar? It was six of one, half done the other. When I looked at it, like Dyer's hand, like even the commentator was saying, "Oh, you can't give that," but his hand was away from his body. It doesn't matter where it was; it still stopped the ball going on target when Cristiano shot it. And then the other one, I didn't, you know, I thought if he's giving that, and that's what Shearer was saying, goes, where's the consistency? He goes, I'm not saying it's not a penalty. He goes, but you should be giving the other one. So I just thought that was a bit, you know, the referees again, like, yeah, I don't get it. Like he handled it, Eric Dyer. That's what I thought. So yeah, if he was here, I could ask him, Zakal. He was meant to be here, but you know, what can you do? I would ask him and see his thoughts. Oh, okay, is that a rule though? I'm not sure. You know, I'm a striker. I'm gonna appeal for everything. So yeah, Tellers was up like that, wasn't it? Dyers was back there. But Is that a factor, Rob? Like because it was below the waist and he was leaning back, is it not that it still stopped it? Because it was going on target, is it not? Does it not mean it still stopped it from having a shot? Oh, you thought both. Okay, okay, yeah, fair enough. I just didn't. I don't know the intricate rules of that, but like I said, I'm a striker. I'm gonna appeal for everything. Hey, big man, how are ya? I'm not sure, man. He didn't answer my call, so my Skype call. I don't know. Um, yeah. So other than that, what else was there in the game that really happened? I mean, Son didn't really do much, um, everyone hyping up the Son and Kane thing. Son didn't really do much. Like I said, Kane only scored a penalty. Like Rob said, he didn't really do too much. It's funny, Zakal. Chris goes for the Rabbitohs and the Broncos beat him, and Chris goes for Tottenham and Man United beat him. But, you know, Chris goes for these teams. That's how he rolls. Hopefully he comes tomorrow as he has most of the content. Just won't go live. You know what I mean? KP's rubbing salt into the wound for you, big man. Rob says, no, the rule is about the hand arm being in natural position, so a hand below the waist is no. Okay. Yeah, okay. I get it. The amount of times they change the rule, I don't even know what's going on anymore. So, you know, who knows? Who knows? Zakal supports Sydney, I think he told us. He's a Swans fan. I'm pretty sure he said. Pretty sure he told us that. Yeah, like I said, so what else on the game? I think that's it. Pretty much touched on everything. So the next thing I want to look at was um, Rashford this morning, but I honestly think the United midfield have no football. Oh, definitely. Listen, what you know, what are forward lines meant to do when your midfield isn't creative? Like forwards are relying on midfielders to be creative, and our midfield is not creative in any way. So it takes an all-time great like Ronaldo to. I mean, okay, let's say Sancho set him up that second goal. The third one was a corner, but I mean, he leaped like you know he got up so high to header it in. The first one was all him. How many other people? That's the question I'll ask. How many other people would be in the world would be in that Man United team and score a hat trick yesterday or whenever it was Sunday, like Ronaldo did? I don't know. You know, Lewandowski maybe, Zlatan maybe, Messi. Yeah, Messi, Lewandowski's like maybe them. Who else? Not many people in the world I think would have been able to score a hat trick yesterday because of. And I'm not saying that whatever talent, I'm just saying that's because of our team. They're Yeah, our team is not good enough. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know, see who else would be able to do that. CR7 was directing past most of the game, and his correct instructions were being ignored. Yeah, yeah. Zlatan, that's what I said. I said Zlatan. Zlatan's one of them that I would see. He scores goals by him. You know, on his own. He's one that could do it. Like I said, Messi, obviously. Could Lewandowski? Probably not. Does Lewandowski have that first goal in his locker? I don't know. I've never. Benzema at the moment, maybe. Yeah, yeah. Does But like I said, it's a handful of players that could actually get a hat trick in that team. Like which is showing his class, I guess. And like I said, does Lewandowski have that first goal in his locker? I don't know. I've never really seen him score huge amount of goals from us. I don't know. I don't know. I saw an interesting stat, Rob. It was a question that I wanted to put to you. I'm just going to search it again now. The question was, I don't know if anyone else in the chat would be interested in it, barring Rob, but who has scored the most Premier League goals with their opposite foot? So no Googling. I was so surprised. I was very surprised with the answer. Well, let's see if I can get it up. Um, Not left-footed. Here we go. He did, I agree. He's playing in the wrong. Sancho played in the wrong position. Should have been. I agree, and he still got a nice assist. I'll tell you, I was really shocked at the answer. So, Sergio Aguero is second with 34 goals with his opposite foot. Shearer is not even up there. He's nowhere. It was all headers and right foot, I think. Henry was third with 31. Andy Cole the same, 31. Harry Kane with 31. He's up there with them, so he'll probably get past Andy Cole, Henry, maybe Aguero. But the most opposite foot goals, yeah, Andy Cole's up there, so he's equal third. The most opposite foot goals, I've told you I was shocked. I didn't expect this. Was Robin van Persie with 39 goals with his right foot. Hadji was champion, big man, but did not play in the Premier League. Oh, mate, you're a champion. Yeah, it was RVP, Rob, which was wasn't thinking that, was not expecting that in any way. And then you go further down the list. Lukaku's even scored 31 with his opposite foot. Fowler 30 with his right foot. Defoe, then Anelka. And yeah, that's. I'll actually get the list because they did it.
The World Money List. Oxford Biography. Mark McCormack's World Golf Rankings.
Is that better? Sorry about that. The speaker thought I was talking to it. That is the list there. Right there, I've just put it up. Yeah, I was the same, Rob. Van Persie. I did not expect it, but then when I think back to it, he did score quite a few when he was at United. Obviously, when I watched him week in, week out with he was very more two-footed than I think people gave him credit for at the time. I think he played on it, I think, a lot, so people, would think he was only like that, but that's the list there in the chat of opposite foot. So, yeah, HFD is very knowledgeable. It's a good. I tell you what, if I didn't give the answer, then it's a very good quiz question. It's a very good, yeah, like football quiz question. I don't think, I don't think many people would have got that. Like Aguero, maybe I would have guessed. Maybe Henri, Cole, Rob said, which is his third. Like it's you just don't. You're not expecting it. That's for sure. You're not expecting that answer. I don't think. But yeah. So moving on. Moving on. The next thing we want to talk about was do a little preview of the upcoming Champions League match. So, um, is no Salah on the list? Don't think so. Because, listen, he's scored a couple with his right foot, but it wouldn't be. I doubt it'd be more than 10. I doubt it'd be more than 10. I mean, even Fowler had 30. It's in the list, didn't we say? Fowler, and he was left footer. Like, I was shocked how you said Shearer. I thought Shearer would be a bit more higher, Rob, considering how many goals he scored. Even Rooney, I thought would have been a bit higher because he was pretty good with his left foot too. I thought he would have been a bit higher as well, but you know, even I thought Sheringham might have been a bit higher. He was a talented player that scored quite a few goals. They can, big man, mathematically, but will they? Is a definite other question. It was a question I wanted to put forward tonight, but listen, Arsenal got 3 games in hand and they're already above us, so Arsenal could go above the way things are going with Chelsea. I heard Peter Cech say yesterday, he's like, there's no guarantee Chelsea finish the season. So, because of all this stuff with Abramovich and that, and listen, that'd be cruelty to the players because it's not their fault that the owner of the club is Roman Abramovich. They're just players. I sort of think it's a bit weird that he's getting sanctioned anyway. I mean, I'm not no political genius, but why should he be getting? Yeah, I don't know what it is. He's just because he knows Putin. I don't know. Obviously, he deals with him. There's money dealing with him, but why should Chelsea be getting punished for it? I don't. Like I said, I don't know much about it. It's a bit. Yeah, I think that's a catch-up game, Robin, and I think the North London Derby is another one of their catch-up games. I think their 3 catch-up games are actually really hard, but we've still got to go to the Emirates. We've still got to go to Anfield. On top of that, what else? Is there any other hard ones for us? We've played City twice. I've done the double. We've played Tottenham twice now. We've done the double on them. Yeah, yeah. I don't get it, Rob. Like it's it's not the players' fault for one that their owner is Abramovich. And just because he's Russian, okay, because he's Russian, is he's getting sanctioned? I don't get it. I think it might be because of they've obviously got prior issues with Abramovich, the UK government, but it's very. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be losing it. Like it's very very harsh on them. I don't, what's he done? You know, like Abramovich, hate him, whatever. What's he done? I don't think he's done anything. So you know, it's just silly. They haven't won it, big man, but they're top. Liverpool 3 points behind them. Should vodka be banned from bottle shops? Yeah, exactly. Like it's if that's the case, then every American drink should be banned. Like, I don't know where. It's silly. I don't see what punishing Chelsea does. It's really weird. So, but like I said, I'm no politician. I'm no, if I was a politician, things would be run a lot more easier and a lot more smoother. Who knows? But yeah. So not yet, Chris. A huge Liverpool versus City game in April. Yeah, that's a massive game. And listen, even Arsenal Liverpool's a big game because it's at the Emirates. Rob, I think that catch-up game is at the moment. Listen, I know Liverpool are better than them, but it's no guarantee they beat Arsenal. Arsenal in really good form, so like they're in really good form. Arsenal, I wouldn't go put my house on Liverpool to win, but I'll definitely say they're favourites. But I'm not gonna, like I said, put my house on it. But yeah, that's gonna be a massive game. And you know what? The first game, I think it was this year or the last game last year. It was watching it. Yeah, it was this year when they drew. Watching City Liverpool this year it brought back memories of me watching United Arsenal in the early 2000s. Like it was so fast paced, it was slick, it was one touches, bang, bang, bang. It was just really good to watch, and it's a shame that it's like bringing back memories of what my team used to do. Like it's just shows you how far United have fallen, really. But it was, hopefully it's another real good game, and is the next it's in Manchester, Rob. I think it's in Manchester, isn't it? The City Liverpool game. It's not at Anfield, to my knowledge, but not 100% sure. But yeah, looking forward to the Champions League game. So United, Atleti, currently 1-1. There are no away goals. Away goals. Sorry, I still have a little bit of a lisp because my tongue is still numb from my wisdom teeth a month ago. So Manchester United versus Atleti is currently 1-1 on aggregate. There are no away goals rule anymore. So, it's at Old Trafford. You say United are favourites. Then again, they played a lot better than us in the first game, but did they play a lot better because of home ground advantage? I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure. He hasn't. I think Bruno Fernandes is touch and go. They said this is what I'll give the news. Bruno Fernandes is touch and go because of the COVID test. It was De Gea was actually not meant to play the other night because of he had a positive COVID test, but then they had a second test and it was negative, so he was allowed to play. It was called a false positive or something they call it. So um, he got to play, and Bruno is sweating on the same thing at the moment, I think, because there's nothing wrong with him. He's saying so they're doing a second test to see if it's a false positive. So Bruno may not play. I'm sure Ronaldo plays, like we said. I'm sure Sancho plays. Don't know who he puts on the other side, be it Rashford, Elanga. Rashford is just not, he's just not having it at the moment. I don't know what's wrong with the kid. Like, I just want the kid to come back that burst on the scene, that just had no fear. And, I don't know what's going on with him. And so, I mean, if it was me, McTominay I don't think was on the bench. I would probably stick with that midfield. Matic, Pogba, and Fred. Don't think anything's wrong with that, but I would actually drop Maguire, which whether he does that for Lindelof, and so play Varane, Lindelof. I'd probably keep the fullbacks that started, Dalot and Tellers, and obviously De Gea. No one's taken his spot. Zakal says, good luck on Wednesday game when Man United versus Atletico Madrid. Thank you very much, Zakal. I hope we can progress. It's going to be good. Yeah, I reckon, Rob. Listen, by no means is I watch them obviously every week. Rashford is more talented than him. He is a more talented player. It's just something's not right at the moment. Whether I know is that the coach's job to sort that out? Is that the player's job? I you know, dare I say it's more the player to sort himself out, but the coach to see if something's wrong with him, take him out of the firing line. Maybe drop him. I don't know, you could give an insight into this, Rob. Maybe, not just take him out for one game, take him out for a month. Say, listen, Marcus, get sorted out. Clear your head. You can still train, whatever, but, you're not, that, just sort yourself out. I mean, you hear stories of whoever, Sir Alex Ferguson and that doing that. Like Ryan Giggs said, he goes, I remember Sir Alex come up to me and goes, listen, Ryan, go get yourself ready for the Schalke match. And Ryan Giggs goes, I was standing there looking at him and was like, oh, wait a second, boss, that game isn't for a month. And he's like, it doesn't matter when it is. Make sure you're ready for it. And he goes, I didn't play many minutes up until that game, but he put me in, told me what he wanted, and he goes, I was best on ground. Like, yeah, I agree, Rob. I agree. He'll listen. But you'd think Rashford would. This is the question I ask, Rob. Like, Rashford grew up a United fan when Ronaldo was becoming the legend that he is. Wouldn't he be like an idol to him? Wouldn't he, wouldn't you want to play with one of your idols and just listen to everything they say? That's what I used to say about when Rooney was there. It was like Rashford listened to everything he said because it was like I'm playing with one of my idols, and he's admitted it. He said they're my two idols, Rooney and Ronaldo. So I don't get it. Shouldn't he be pretty much just listening to everything they say? I'm not, I would be like, I've always brought it back. I've said it to you, Rob, like about when I know it's at a different level, but when I played under Chris Trajanovski here, he was an ex-Socceroo, and I listened to everything. Like it was, as a striker, he was a striker, I was a striker. It was just, you wanted to play with him and listen to him because he'd played at a high level. Let's put it that way. Give Rashford his choice of role in weaker games. Prepare during the week. Coach must. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think it's the players. It's on the player to sort himself out as well, but then it's also on the coach to, yeah, mentor and see these things. If can see something's wrong with him, take him out of the firing line, like I said, and do something. But yeah, going more in depth into it, I think United will go through. The thing about Atletico, I mean, okay, they're a good team, but they're not doing that good this year. And I know they got good players up front, but Suarez is getting older. Listen, he's no Ronaldo at that age. It's fair to say. I'm not saying he hasn't been a great player because he has, but he's no, his body's sort of letting him down a bit now. Griezmann doesn't seem like the player he was as well. They got Felix, but he's a young kid by himself. He did score against us in the first leg, but I did make a prediction, and I think Rob, you made the similar prediction on one of our shows a couple of weeks ago. I said I don't know if it's going to be the first leg or the second leg. I said, but I think Ronaldo is going to show up for one of them. And, he really showed up against Tottenham. I think, let's see if he shows up again against Atletico. He was given stick early on in his career for not being a big game player, but he's really stepped up to be one, as his career's progressed, which has made him one of the best players of all time. So, yeah, I see United winning, and I really see. Oh my God, I'm sorry, man. First, my first just left. Yeah, it's all good. I don't know what that means, but yes, yeah, Greaves. I don't know what's wrong with him. He doesn't seem the player he was, Rob. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is a guy that won me a lot of money when I tipped him for the Golden Boot of the World Cup. I think it was. I think it was the World Cup. I had him for Golden Boot. 750 he was paying. He did well for me. But yeah, I don't know. Something's up with him. France will be loving it that Benzema's in great form because he's back in the France setup now. Martial I don't know what he's doing. I think he's injured. I mean, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so I don't know yeah, I think United. I'm sort of with Rob. I think United 2-0, maybe even 3-0. I think, I just really think he's going to show up again. Yeah, I said it. I said that a couple weeks ago. I think he's going to show up in one of these games, and it was so great to see him show up against Tottenham. Like, it's amazing when they said it's only his second Man United hat trick, and I think he's on 97 Premier League goals. So he's going to get into the 100 club for a guy that's, I don't know, goals. His goals to game ratio his whole career has been ridiculous. Him and Messi and Lewandowski, like they've had ridiculous goals to game ratios. Like it's absolutely next level. Like what these guys have done throughout their careers. So yeah, I don't know. Robert said 2-0. Don't know what Johnny thinks. I think United. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say 3-0. I'm confident. I'm gonna be confident for once, even though we didn't play that well against Tottenham. I'm gonna say United 3-0 versus Atleti, and we progress to the next round, and then obviously we can start getting clubs from our own country and things like that. Be interesting to see who we can get if we progress, which I think we're gonna, which will be really good. Okay, so then, see, Rob doesn't follow the NRL, Zekal. It's like I said, I don't really follow it. I just tell people Brisbane because my brother-in-law goes for them. So yeah. Yes, that's very true. Yeah. What was the problem with him with the France setup? Why was he not getting a game? Why was he not getting selected? There had to be another issue because he was arguably France's best striker. I mean, he's been playing for Real Madrid over 10 years. winning Champions League, winning leagues, like what something was up that they weren't selecting him. But then again, if both start, CR7 and Alanga to score if both start, there you go. Good tip. They'll be paying good money too. Um, this the thing I was going to say is the Man City player Laporte has actually said it about Deschamps. He's actually said that Deschamps is a liar because Deschamps come out and said, I've called up, Laporte. He was called up to the France squad, etc., etc. And Laporte came out and said, he goes, Deschamps is a liar. He goes, I would have went. He goes, I'm born in France. He goes, I would have went and played for France if they called me up. He goes, I never got called up. He goes, Deschamps is just trying to make himself look good, and then he switched his allegiance to Spain. So, you know, I know he won a World Cup and that for them, but what is that saying about Deschamps? That sort of paints a different picture of him. So I don't know what the issue has been with Benzema this whole time, but he obviously hasn't been picking him. So, you know. But yeah, so the last thing we've given predictions. So that last thing I was going to touch on was, can United make the top four, and will they? And at this stage, obviously they can. We touched on it earlier. They can make the top four, but I actually don't think they're going to. I still think Arsenal do have those tough games in hand, but then that would mean that United's got to win all their games, and they're just not going to. They've proven it. They're not consistent enough. Drawing with teams like Watford, things like that. They're just not going to win them all. And considering we've got to go to the Emirates, we've still got to play Liverpool. United, I just don't think going to win enough games. Yeah, I agree. He lied, Rob. But Laporte to say it, like, why would you reject? That's like, Australia calling me up and I'm going and, oh, no, I'm not coming. Like yeah, it's just. So yeah, like I said, he won him a World Cup as a coach, but he had a good team, like sort of like the Brazil team of 02, like sure, and yeah, I agree. I don't think they will, Rob. It's not even a knife to my heart when you're saying it now because I actually don't think they're going to make it. But it's Johnny G's team are versing Chris's team on Friday. There you go. There you go. Our team, United don't have the right team. No, not at all. Well, what do you expect when you got a bloke like Maguire that's getting selected? He's your captain, and is he getting selected on merits? I don't think so. I don't think any of his selections are on merits. They're on the fact that the club paid 80 million for him and he's captain, and I think the managers are being told they have to play him, which is I mean, it's such a ridiculous thing to say for a club like Man United, managers being told who to play, but I think it's the case. I don't think. Why else would anyone pick? Excuse me. Why else would anyone pick Maguire? I mean, I know Southgate picks him, but Southgate plays a different formation. He plays three at the back. And I mean, I don't think Southgate's that good of a coach anyway. He plays three at the back, so he protects him with two centre backs, quick centre backs around him. So he puts him central, and he's got two quick ones around him, and then two wing backs. So he gets very protected, where he can just get the ball. And apparently, he's a good distributor of the ball. But I watch him every week, and I don't see it. Like, it's just the English media hyping up another English player, I think, because he's bang average. I mean, he's been relegated before. He was at Leicester. Like, what's he done? Like, he's done nothing. His, I just, yeah, I don't. I know I went completely off the topic, but that's why I don't think they have a team spirit because of reasons like that. So I don't know. It's such a shame, really, such a shame. In the real world, the captain is a natural leader in the top three, four players in the squad. Maguire, yeah, yeah, none of that. No, yeah, that's 100%, 100%. You look at Liverpool, like, I don't think Henderson is top three, four players in their team, but he's a natural leader. He's a leader. You can see him. He dictates players where to go here, there, left, right. He talks. he's vocal. He's a leader. Like, that's all there is to it. Too much sparkling water, I think. Yeah, he's a leader. Like he's a perfect example. Like, and then you look at other captains. Like, I know Ronaldo's the captain of Portugal. He's their best player. He's a captain. And like you said, he shows the other night. He's telling people where to go, telling them this, telling them that, giving his, you know, delegating, being a captain. Hey, Reborn, how you doing, man? We are we are glad to see you, man. It's Liverpool got another win. It was what did they beat? They beat Brighton. Did you see that first goal? Well, I'm gonna ask Rob. Rob, do you think the keeper should have been sent off for Brighton, Sanchez, for what he did to Diaz? Is that I know Liverpool scored. Is that do you get sent off for things like that? I mean, he cracked him. All right, Reborn CRF will be on. There you go. Yeah, I'm not I don't know. What did you think, Reeves? Did you think um I don't know if you watched it. Did you think he should have got sent off? Not too bad, man. How's it go? It's really good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm really good. Yeah. Did you think um he should have been sent off for that? I know it's obviously they've got the goal, so you've been punished once. And I guess it was in the box, so I'm not sure. Not sure how that works. Yeah. So he cracked him though. He definitely cracked Diaz. Like, well, I don't know. I want to see what Rob thinks about that and what Reborn thinks. He's a Liverpool fan. See what he thinks about that. But he definitely cracked him. Like, big time cracked him. What else there? So was very brave. Yeah, I agree. It was, but that's what you want from your attacker. Attacker that's not scared. Keeper was very brave for that header, but should have been a red. So you think it should have been a red, even though they scored as well? Yeah, I'm not. Listen, if they didn't score, it's definite red and penalty, I think. But I don't know. Yeah, it really shouldn't make a difference now that I'm thinking about it that they scored. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably right. It really shouldn't make a difference. Schumacher at 1982 World Cup similar, but a serious foul play by the rules, therefore send off. Yeah, well, I mean he ended that bloke's career, didn't he? Rob, the what was his name? I can't remember his name now. Rob will know. Rob can put it in the chat. He, yeah, that was terrible. So it was similar, wasn't it? When you think about it. But did Schumacher? He hit him full body, didn't he? Knee and Sanchez flung his arm out. I mean, it was similar. Not obviously it wasn't as bad, but yeah, you're probably right. It's probably a red. Doesn't really matter if he scores or not. I'll be losing it if it was my team. I'm going to admit it. If that was my team, I'll be calling. I'll be losing it. I'll be going mad. So yeah, I don't know. Like, it's tell you what, it could have been serious like the Schumacher one, couldn't it? Now looking back at it, I didn't even think that didn't even come to my mind, the Schumacher thing. I was all even thinking about it. Now, thinking about it in my head, it could have been very similar. If his leg got up any higher and he hit Diaz, his knee hit Diaz's chest or chin or something, it could have been really bad. And I mean, isn't that the bloke that Enrique is picking ahead of De Gea at the moment? De Gea's a. Please tell me, can anyone answer me that? How is that guy a better goalkeeper than De Gea? For one, he's playing for Brighton. Like, I just don't see it. Battiston, that's right. Total body check, full frontal. Yeah, knocked. Yeah, I remember. It's terrible. Yeah, it's like that's what I'm saying, Reborn. If that, let's just say his knee got up a bit and hit Diaz, the knee, because I think his hand got him here and the knee was about Like, imagine it was a bit higher and the knee got him there. Could have been really bad now thinking about it. So Rob's probably right. Probably is, yeah. Serious foul play, like. But that's what I'm saying. Isn't that what VAR was meant for? I don't. It's like they've got VAR and they still getting decisions wrong is what I can't work out. Like, please answer me this, football fans. Was it better with no VAR in your opinion? To me, it was down. Okay, it was human error, but everyone knows humans make errors. Um, and I preferred it. I hate VAR. I think it should go in the bin. It's terrible. The only thing VAR should be there for, I think, is for them. Like those, if someone has serious foul play on someone and the ref hasn't seen it, they can go, yeah, listen, that was bad. But keep it away from penalties, keep it away from offside, keep it away from everything else. It's, I just have no faith in it. Like the game was so much better with, yeah, the game was so much better without it. Like a bit unlucky in his neck. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. If it was a bit higher, I could have just snapped him because he's not. He's a very slight guy as well. Don't need VAR to see. Yeah, agreed. Like, but yeah, like I said, I put that question out to you. Is it like, was the game better to you guys without VAR? In your opinions, was the game better without VAR? Like, it's just I hate it. I just don't like it. It's just could just be me. Could just be me. I just don't like it. Don't like it at all. It's terrible. It's terrible. But yeah, I think we've touched on everything. So I reckon that's it. I'll wait to see what you guys say on that question I asked before we get going. But before I go, guys, tomorrow, obviously this doesn't apply to Reborn because I don't think he knows that there's going to be an AFL podcast tomorrow night looking at the upcoming AFL season. And then what date are we? 14th. Early. I think me and Rob said as early as we can do it once the World Cup qualifiers are done and the draw, or I'm not sure, sorry. Once the World Cup qualifiers are done, Rob said I think the draw is on the 1st. We're going to do a World Cup podcast to have a look at the draw, give a few predictions, etc., and review that. And then we might do a couple ongoing ones until the World Cup comes. And then when the World Cup's out, we might do a few, weekly things or something. But we're looking into it. We're definitely going to do that one coming up for the World Cup, and it's definitely planned to do more of them. And it'd be great to have uh, Rob on the show a few more times, especially to do with a football podcast because he's probably the one of the most knowledgeable football person I know, especially when it comes to the international game as well. He's very knowledgeable. So yeah, it'll be real good that World Cup podcast, and tomorrow the AFL podcast should be really good too. That'll be John, the big man, and myself tomorrow. But I think going forward it may just be John and the big man most of the times. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so what's Rob said there? Use VAR once per half for each team. No offsides, no penalties. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it should be there for those things like serious foul play. If it wasn't seen for whatever reasons, okay, yeah, listen, you got to go do something about that. But not for penalties, not for offsides. I prefer no VAR. Yeah, World Cup podcast, 3 teams to be honest. At that point, yeah, cool. All right. Well, that sounds good. So, uh, thank you everyone for watching. If there's anyone in there, that people haven't been commenting, etc., please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. If there's anyone interested in any AFL things, please come along tomorrow. If not, I think the HFD podcast should be live Wednesday night with should be me and Gio, I think, going to be doing a review on the Star Wars uh, series Book of Boba Fett. So yeah, and there'll be a few other things. So there'll be a few shows this week, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.